Hey, what's going on, guys? Mcskillet here with another CSGO video, and today I'm going to be doing part 2 of the best weapon skin combinations for CSGO. I played around with a lot of more cool and crazy looking combinations on different skins. Definitely check out the first video. You guys seem to really like that video, so I thought I'd get a part 2 out as fast as possible. So yeah, so the first skin there was the AK-47 Pink DD Pet, and here is the Desert Eagle blue streak. The blue streak looks really nice in a lot of other skins. It works really well when you're editing this. But here is actually the Huntsman Marble Fade. It'd be pretty cool if they added some of the chroma textures to the old knives, like the butterfly knives and the Huntsman. That would be very sweet. And next up, we've actually got the Karambit Twilight Galaxy, which is pretty much the same thing as the Bunsen burner texture, but it's on the Glock is the normal skin, and you can actually put that, I put it on a Karambit, and it looks pretty sweet and clean, as you can see there. I would definitely use this knife. It also, yeah, it pretty much got the exact same texture as the Glock, but I think it works a lot better on the knife rather than a Glock. It's a little bit shinier, and pretty cool knife there. And another Deagle skin, this is the Radiation Hazard. I believe it's from the AUG on the Desert Eagle, and pretty sweet looking. Actually worked pretty well for this Desert Eagle. And if you don't know how I'm doing this, I basically am on a private server that has this plugin called WS. I don't know if Valve supports it anymore, but it basically allows you to take the textures from one skin and put it on a different gun, which is pretty sweet. And here is actually the Galil Water Elemental. Some of the skin isn't really there, it's kind of black, but if the whole thing had the Water Elemental texture on it, I think it would actually make a pretty sweet Galil skin. So yeah, so that's the Galil AR Water Elemental. Next up, we've actually got the Op Labyrinth, and this is pretty sweet. This is normally a UMP skin, but it looks very clean on the Op. It does look sort of similar to the Sun and Leo, but you can actually get some different colors for the little parts of the skin. So it's a skin with a random generated pattern, but it's pretty cool. And here is actually the P250 Marble Fade. I don't think Valve would ever add something like this, but it's just a crazy, like, gem-like P250. Pretty sweet looking skin. Actually, I would definitely use this. But I also played around with the Bulldozer skin on some of the knives. It looks pretty sweet, and there really isn't any good yellow knives in the game, and the Bulldozer knives actually look really nice and clean. So that's the Bulldozer Butterfly right there. And I also put the Winter Sport skin, or actually the Frontside Misty is what they ended up calling it, on the M4A4. It also looks pretty nice. I think there's a skin in the workshop that actually is the it's a proper version of this for the M4A4, so that could potentially actually be added to the game in the future. And here's actually the Op Origami. Unfortunately, the whole skin isn't textured, probably because the sawed-off's a lot smaller than the Op, but this would look really cool, I think, if the whole thing had the origami all over it, and it still looks pretty sweet even with just the front part having mainly the origami on it. Next up, we have another Op skin. This is the Op Cerberus. I think it's pretty sweet looking, and it definitely fits on the Op. Just a crazy and nice looking green Op texture. There really isn't too many neon green or like bright green skins in the game, so I think they should add a couple. And I've also played around with the, this is the Chemical Green on the AK. It's definitely a lot different than all the other AK skins, but it's really clean looking, and I actually think it's kind of cool. It kind of looks weird though, but it does look pretty cool when you inspect it. The front part's a little weird looking, but it's a pretty cool color. And yeah, so the next skin is actually the M9 Bayonet with the Fuchsia Is Now skin on it from the CZ. It's pretty sweet looking. It's a little different than the Fades. It's kind of like a more darker and more solid color. I think it's pretty sweet. And here's actually the Tiger Tooth on the Glock. A lot of the knife skins actually work really well on the Glock for some reason, so I think they should definitely play around with that, because the Glock Fade was such a success that maybe like the Tiger Tooth, the Marble Fade Glocks. I showed the Marble Fade Glock in the first video, make sure to check that out. But I also played around with the M4, or with the Icarus Fell and some different skins. It's kind of hard to see what it would actually look like because there's so many different variants of the skin you can get. It doesn't look too bad on the M4A4. For some reason the mag looks really beat up, but otherwise it's a pretty sweet looking skin, I would say. And also the Cardiac doesn't look too bad on the M4A4 as well. The Cardiac looked really sweet on the M4A1S, which I showed in the first video, but it also looks kind of cool on the M4A4. And next up we have a very interesting knife. This is actually the Toxic skin on the Karambit. I think this is pretty sweet because, as you can see on the grip part of it's orange and the actual grip main part is green, so I think that turned out really sweet. And here we've got the Glock Ultraviolet doesn't look too bad, looks very clean, could potentially be added in the game as like a blue or a purple or something. Just a nice cheap Glock skin probably, but very elegant looking. And the final skin for this video is the actually no, this video is not done yet, we got more stuff, but this is the AK-47 Sun and Leo. Not too bad looking, the whole thing is one color, or this has the texture on it. I definitely like the AKs that have the entire thing colored on it. There isn't too many of them, but it does look pretty sweet when they look like this, and I definitely like this AK Sun and Leo right here. Next up, we've got the Glock Lightning Strike. It looks a little bit messed up, but when you inspect it, it looks really cool. And I think with a little bit of work, this could be a very nice looking skin, the Glock Lightning Strike. I don't believe there isn't any other Lightning Strike skins besides the AWP. And now for the final skin in this video, it's actually the Karambit Whiteout. The Whiteout knives look very sweet, and I think it would be a cool addition because I know the factory new ones would be ultra rare and they'd be very sweet high-end collector's items. And yeah, it'd probably cost a fortune to get a factory new Karambit Whiteout, but it does look pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie. Now that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Make sure to check out part 1. I know I've already said that like 3 times, but if you still got to this part of the video, haven't seen part 1, make sure to check that out. You can leave suggestions in the comments. Also, if you want to put pictures in the comments of different combos, that would definitely help me pick ones for the next video. And yeah, so I'm Mcskillet, and I'm out.